Today's video is about the Dance Studio Manager scheduled triggers. What are scheduled triggers? Well, they're messages that go out before or after some event takes place. And you can see we have 4 of them, but actually some of them can be used more than once. For example, with the birthday, before the birthday trigger, we can click on the edit pencil and you can see it's going to be sent before their birthday using an email template. The email template is happy birthday. And then if we had a lot of templates, we could organize them into categories and we could see different categories. And then if they were all under notifications, we have these choices. But I'll go back to this all categories. And we have the happy birthday template. And then if we wanted to, we could also send a text message, an SMS message, and use a template for that. But in our examples today, I'm just using emails. The member filter, we have different options on who would receive this message. So we could send it to all students. If you're using DSM with children, then this would be to guardians, this would be to students. You could send one email for happy birthday to instructors, but a different email for happy birthday to students. So you could use this schedule trigger more than once. Member categories are also an option where if you have people signing up for different memberships or have different categories, you can make a message just for that category. The delay is important in some of the triggers because it determines how many minutes, hours, or days before or after we send that message. Activation and expiration dates just set the date range for which this trigger will be active. So if you only want to use this trigger for some limited amount of time, maybe during this particular season or session of classes, you could set a range so that way you know it will stop, for example, when the classes stop. Okay. Next, let's take a look at before class. And I'll go a little quicker now since you've seen everything, but in this case, we do one day before the class. But of course, you could decide how many hours or minutes you want to use. It doesn't matter, just you can set how much time before. And one interesting thing to cover here is you may want to use this trigger multiple times. So maybe for one type of class, they need to bring some type of equipment to class. So you could select that class that they'll be using for that template, and then we'll just send this email template in the case of the CL1 class one day before the class starts. Okay, and then before the first class, that's when they sign up for a session where they maybe bought 8 classes in one session. It's only going to send the message before the first class of the group that they signed up for. And then the credit card decline, this can be very helpful because as soon as their credit card declines, in this case, 1 minute later, we can send this declined update your credit card email template to let them know they need to go in and add a new card. So let's look at these templates just so you know each trigger has an email template assigned or an SMS template. So let's take a look at these templates. So I just want to go to messaging, and then under messaging, you'll see we have these templates only selected already. And here's the class reminder template. And in this case, you can see we filled in preferred name. If I want to use different, these are called literals, where they're enclosed in these squirrely brackets. And if I want to use others, these ones at the top are pretty much universal, where you can use them in different places and it will always work. Sometimes if it's related to a class, then of course it'll only work in certain situations because it has to relate to a class. But we'll cover that in another email. So But for example, if you wanted to tell people if they forgot their password, they could go to this URL. Please go here to go, to create a new password if you forgot your password, for example. So, as I say, I'll cover that in another email. But as you can see, you can insert different literals inside the email templates. And for the credit card declined, we're just letting them know that their card on file ending in the last 4 digits here is no longer working. So please update using the online client. We could even give them the URL of the online client there. And then we also have a happy birthday template, a first class template. And you can see here, I remember I gave them their username and password. So when this email is sent, it will automatically give them a username and password that they can log in and see their schedule and things like that. So if I wanted to make an SMS template, I would use new SMS. And of course, SMS templates need to be shorter. So usually people will do the email method to create a new template. And you can see here, you can check the box to save it as a template. And then that means that when you're in scheduled triggers, you'll see it as one of the templates that's available. So I think that's a pretty good overview of the scheduled triggers and how they work together with the email templates. So I hope you liked it. I hope you'll find it useful. I think this will be great for making sure students are showing up to class and updating their credit cards. And also you can wish them a happy birthday, and all these things should hopefully help you maintain good student retention and also keep the money flowing in. So I'll see you on the next video.